Broken but Glorious!
Hello and welcome to Broken but Glorious. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined online by Big Wavy Roy Johnson. How you doing this evening, Roy?
Yo, I'm good.
Well, huge thanks for joining us this evening.
No worries, man.
Roy has joined us to promote Wrestle Insurgent, Roy Johnson's Everything's Patterned, on the October 12th, featuring the first ever Resurgence British Rounds match between yourself and a breakout star, O.J.M.O. And the event also features Sugar Dunkerton, Warren Banks, Darius, Lockhart, and many, many more. So, how did you get involved with Wrestling Resurgence in the first place?
Well, I've done a few of their shows in the past anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of the standard way you get involved with a new wrestling promotion. They contact you, ask if you're interested, and then take it from there. But this particular show is actually an idea that I had in my head anyway for a while. But I didn't have, I guess, the funds to put on a show at the time I wanted to do it. So I was researching venues, I picked a couple of venues that I might want to do. And I was just putting some money aside just so if the show completely bombed, I had money to pay the workers.
Ah, brilliant.
But then in waiting to do that, while I was waiting to save up some money, Resurgence emailed me and said, we got this idea of running this show. And I was like, okay, this is pretty much the exact idea I had, which I hadn't one either. Wow. So it was just bizarre. So I was like, obviously, of course I want to do it because it's my idea. It's backed by a great promotion, and a promotion that I'd say are pretty progressive.
Yes, definitely.
And also, I'm not spending a penny. So, it's all worked out how I want it to, really.
Yeah, it must be a real honour to have a show celebrating black culture basically named after you. So it's like, yeah. So where did the actual inspiration for the show came from then?
Well, my initial idea for the show was basically the idea I had was to run a show in London featuring predominantly black talent, but guys who are probably who don't wrestle everywhere. You don't see them everywhere.
Yeah.
So I actually wasn't going to have it kind of obvious that it was a show featuring predominantly black talent. That makes sense.
Yes.
I was going to announce a roster, announce matches, and then have people work it out for themselves. But because Resurgence wants to do it for Black History Month, obviously you kind of have to make that make that on. So, but yeah, it's pretty much the same idea anyway. They wanted to do something, and you probably see it from the graphics for the show, but similar to Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it was that kind of concept they had.
So for our younger listeners and overseas listeners, what is a British Rounds match?
Actually, I do know, but
I'd say what rules are you going to use then?
Well, my understanding is this one's going to be 6 5-minute rounds.
Wow.
It's first to score 2 pinfalls, or 2 pinfalls, or submissions, or DQ, 2 falls basically.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of it. I might get there and they tell me we're doing 4 rounds or 8 rounds or fucking, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I swore.
That's alright.
Sorry, I don't usually swear anyway, but even if we're allowed, I don't like doing it, so I apologise. Right. So we could be doing however many rounds they want to. It could be, the amount of minutes could be whatever, but that's my understanding of it. And because it's a British rounds match, people will expect a little more of the British style of wrestling.
Yes, definitely.
Which be different for me because it's not really my bag. But I'm just going to wrestle and hopefully defeat O.J.M.O. or O.J.M.O. as I like to call him.
Yeah. So it's a stacked card. Any matches you're particularly looking forward to watching yourself?
Yeah, Warren Banks versus Omari. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the whole show, but that's, I think, the one match I put on the show that's getting quite a lot of interest.
Yes, I think that match is going to be great. I've seen both of them a lot at my local promotion, Wrestle Island, and in 2 weeks, Warren Banks is going for the championship against Lucas Steele. So that's going to be a great match. So it's been a great storyline between them two for the last nearly a year now. So where Warren just can't get his hands on Lucas Steele one-on-one, he has now. So.
Yeah. I'm sure that'd be a really good match. They're both really good.
Yes, they're
good guys. But yeah, that match is one that other wrestlers are looking forward to seeing. So, be good. Be really good.
Yeah, they're both technically brilliant wrestlers.
Hi, this is the Asian sensation Kanji, and you're listening to Broken But Glorious.
So I read that you started life out as a American footballer, powerlifter. So what prompted you to get into the ring?
So I played American football at uni.
Yeah.
When I left uni, I was... Actually, sorry, let me take it back a bit. When I was at uni, I wanted to do a sport or something, because I'm quite an avid gym guy.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try wrestling or American football. And then I had a look about, I didn't really... Like, when I was at uni, I didn't want to travel outside my bubble, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't have a car with me, so I didn't want to go... I didn't really like using public transport, so I went out at uni. So if I couldn't walk there, I wouldn't go.
All right.
So basically, the wrestling school, I had no idea where it was, for starters. Back in the days I was at university, smartphones weren't a thing. So there's no way I'm going to find somewhere. I won't have Google Maps or whatever to find where I'm going. So I just thought, you know what? I know where the American football training is. I know where the tryouts for the American football team are. And also the social element of it. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Did that, graduated from uni, went back down to London. I was like, okay, I could either carry on playing American football or I could start wrestling training. And I carried on playing American football until I was at a training session one day and some guy, for some reason, didn't like... Well, I know why he didn't like me. It was because I played for a rival team that he played for.
All right.
But because we're at the same team now, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so he kind of roughed me up a bit in training, and I just thought, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. So I took up powerlifting.
That's a bit different, isn't it?
Well, I've been in the gym for like years anyway,
Yeah.
and I did a lot of powerlifting training, but I never competed, and I got convinced into competing, and then I did that for 6 years. Lifted World Championships, European Championships, British Championships, English Championships. I've got loads of medals and trophies in my bedroom. And then I did what year was this? 2014. Yes, I did English Open Championships. And I injured my knee, not badly, but it's like a slight tear in my knee. And then after that, I just thought, you know what, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore, because all it does, it hurts. All I do is get hurt. Not injured hurt, but just banged up hurt. And there's no money in it. And, you know, it's not really something I want to do anymore. So I kind of paused on that for a bit. I wanted to be like, actually want to go into like bodybuilding or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or like fitness, modeling or rubbish. Anyway, so that was my plan. I was just getting in good or better shape for that.
Yeah.
And then I went to, in between all this, so this was about 2014, I started going to watch Progress in 2013. Bear in mind, I've been a wrestling fan all my life. One of my friends, after a long time, convinced me to come and watch Progress, so I didn't really have any interest in watching British wrestling.
Oh, wow.
And then I got hooked on Progress, and I was at an Endeavour show, and I was talking to Ali Armstrong, and he was trying to convince me to come down to train the Projo, because he said I had the right size, I had a good look, all this sort of stuff. And I thought, maybe, whatever. Kind of put that to the back of my mind. And that year, I was on holiday. And I just thought, you know what? I'm approaching my 30s. I need to start trying things that I've always wanted to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, wrestling was one of the things. One of the things a goal I had in life was to, this is really bizarre, but to stand in a wrestling ring and stand on the top turnbuckle looking out to a crowd. That's what I wanted to do. Whether that was me as a wrestler, as a manager, as whatever, I don't know. That's just one thing I wanted to do. So I thought, you know what, let's just go for it. One morning I woke up, packed my bag, drove to the Projo, which is now Knuckle Locks in Brixton, and I just never looked back, just kept training. And my thing that kept me back from doing it is whether, if I wasn't good at it, or if I couldn't do it, would that stop me from loving wrestling?
Yeah.
Luckily, I was alright at it, and I took to it quite well, and I really enjoyed it. So I just kept training until I was show ready, made my debut, and then it all kind of carried on from there.
Yeah, so American footballers have like a long history of becoming wrestlers. So it's like you got Vader, you got Goldberg, Ernie Ladd, Ron Simmons.
I mean, probably more so in America, definitely.
Yeah.
Then apparently there's a few over here as well, which I've been found out.
Well, you don't see it with other high impact sports like rugby and boxing. So I just wondering, is there something about American football that prepares you for wrestling more than other sports? I don't know.
I think taking hits in American football probably, but then at the same time, if you look at it in America,
yeah,
American football is a big sport. It's the big contact sport in America.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you can only really play at NFL. There's NFL and there's like Canadian football, whatever, soon to be XFL. But if you get cut from the NFL, there's not much else you can do really. And the WWE obviously are quite keen to have American footballers because they generally turn out to be pretty good wrestlers. You know, especially like most of the guys the guys of former years are playing in college football at the very least.
Yeah, definitely.
So guys like, for example, The Rock, Goldberg, Roman Reigns. You know, there's loads of people who those good big names in wrestling who played American
Brock
football.
Lesnar as well, and
Brock Lesnar, of course. I can't forget. Yeah, so there's loads of them.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's something more prevalent in America and for more sports in America, because you have the right build for it, the right athleticism, and that's kind of how it is, really. So, but then over here, it's not the same because rugby's more popular.
Yeah.
And I don't think professional wrestling is as ingrained into the culture over here as it is in America. So, that's probably why. My thoughts anyway.
Isn't the average
over here,
like NFL career in like 3 years or something? I've read as well.
Nah, it's a bit longer than
Is
that.
that longer than that? Is that an old statistic? Maybe
it's a bit longer than that, but it's not. Yeah, it's a bit longer than that. Like I'm trying to put a number on it, but there's, I don't know. It's definitely more than 3 years. Definitely.
maybe that's an old statistic I've just have in my head for some reason. Right, so take us back to your first match. What do you remember about it? In hindsight, did you enjoy it?
I just remember it going really quickly. I guess I enjoyed it. I didn't win, but it was nice to have my wrestling debut and all that sort of stuff. So, it's a bit like 4.5 years ago. But I'm looking back. Actually, I'm quite blessed that I got to debut for Progress.
So your first match was for Progress.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they weren't the juggernaut that they are now, but if someone asks you where did you debut in wrestling and you said in Progress, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
It was their developmental show. It doesn't matter. It's all for Progress. It was in a Progress ring. You know.
Do you remember who it was against?
Yeah. It's a 6-man scramble match. It was me versus Shenwu versus Daytona versus Harry Sefton versus... Did I say Shenwu?
Yes. Yeah.
Mickey Pearson versus Joey Lakeside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember quite well.
So tell us about the Wasteman Challenge and the origins of the challenges.
It was just an idea I had not coming to my head, but it was like, I know, something that I was chatting to some mates with in a WhatsApp group chat, and I pitched it to Mr. John Briley, and he went for it. And if you pitch something to John Briley, it's very rare he'll go for it.
Wow, yeah.
And I think I pitched 2 things to him ever, and he went for both of them. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pitch anything else to you because I don't want to lose the streak that I have. But yeah, he went for it, and the next one I know, he just kind of gave me a load of dates.
Yeah.
It just kind of went on from there, and it kind of it's grown and evolved into something that it wasn't from the beginning. So, but yeah, so my brainchild. So
Well,
I've left that.
Wasn't it a play on the White Man Challenge by Rodney Mack?
Yeah, it was a play on Rodney Mack's White Boy Challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas his was he just have just be random white guys. Mine was just I wanted it to be an open challenge of any kind really, and they just came into a rap thing.
Yeah.
And now it's come into a rap / multi-man madness thing, which is cool. So.
Yeah, I watched a couple of videos of it today. It was really fun. So, if you were to win the Proteus Championship, would the Wasteland Challenge be your stipulation?
Nah, bring the Atlas title back, mate.
Bring the Atlas title back.
Yeah.
When you were in that battle royal the other week for the Proteus Champion, did you ever think about what your stipulation would be?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Atlas. I was going to bring heavyweight wrestling back.
All right.
That was my.
That's
my goal. No one asked me at the time. I didn't win, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But,
so you'd have to be over 205 to challenge you for the belts. That'd be your stipulation. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
For listeners who aren't familiar with Progress, the Proteus Championships, the title holder gets to set the stipulation for the championship match. It's a really fun concept. Paul Robinson's the inaugural champion. He won it the other week.
What's up, y'all? This is the one and only Chocolate Thunder Willie Mack, and you listening to Broke but Glorious. Yeah.
We can't have you on without mentioning the UK Championship tournament. You're only 2 years into your career when WWE asked you to get involved. Must have been a surreal moment when you got that phone call.
I was given a couple of heads up before that got the call. I got one heads up saying someone, what's your contact details? WWE. Are you interested in some work? I was like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I be like working like money?
Yeah.
Are you interested in some work for WWE? Yes, definitely. Okay, what's your details? You might get a phone call from them soon. And then I was off work, sat playing FIFA, and William Regal called me. So
wow.
Yeah, it's like a surreal. That was quite surreal because obviously I'm a big wrestling fan, got a lot of respect, admiration for Mr. Regal for what he's done throughout his career, and just the fact that he's picked up his phone to call me to offer me work for WWE. So young in my career, while I'm just sat around like doing nothing, I was playing FIFA. It was weird, really weird. And I was on the phone to him, and then I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm on the phone to William Regal about working with WWE, and then got off the phone, and I just kind of carried on playing my game.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my group chat with my mates, I was like, "Yo, guess what's just happened?" And I probably wasn't meant to tell anyone at the time, but I told that William Regal, I just spoken to him, so yeah. It's a little bit crazy from there, really, but I think I never really had time to think about that and digest it all until it was all done, really.
Had you ever worked with Pete Dunne before that match?
No, but I'd known Pete. I'd known him from his stuff at Progress. I've been on shows with him and stuff, but I'd never wrestled him before. But because I didn't know until the matches were announced who I was going to be wrestling, so it's kind of like, well, when I got Pete, I was like, okay, cool, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But then because I've seen his stuff and whatever, and Pete's phenomenal. So
yes, definitely.
But yeah, I'd never wrestled him before that. I'd love to wrestle him again, but I don't know whether our paths will cross in wrestling again. But yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty settled in the US at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well for himself.
Right, have you ever been contacted about doing anything with NXT UK?
Not really. Kind of, not really. Yeah. There's no news to report on that front.
No. Oh. How do you feel about the so-called Brit Rest is dead because of NXT UK? Is there any justification for that statement?
None at all. I don't know where. It's weird that people have actually genuinely think that. I tweeted it every so often as a joke because I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Brit dead. Obviously, these people, these fans, they've been conditioned to what British wrestling is now. They don't remember what it was like, 10 years ago or whatever, before I started wrestling. Definitely, like, shows are still selling out in droves. Like, look at the Schadenfreude show.
Yeah.
It's like they sold like 450 tickets in like 4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
For across 2 shows. That's like that doesn't seem like a dead wrestling scene to me, especially for a wrestling promotion that's like very. I know obviously that their brand has been out for a bit, and obviously Chris Brooks is fantastic at his own branding of things and his own stuff. But come on now, if a show sells out in 4 minutes, it's not dead.
No,
like Progress just ran out of the pally. Like, no, it's not dead. It's not going to die because the talent's always going to be here. We're just churning out so many good guys that it's not going to die from talent perspective. The fans aren't really, from what I see, going away anywhere. They might go away from certain promotions, but they're always going to be watching the wrestling. So the assertion that British wrestling's dying is stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, from my point of view, it seems to have just cleared out the main events of all the promotions, and now you've got guys like Chris Brooks has moved in there, Chris Ridgway's moved in there, Lucas Steele's moved in, G-Man Money. So all the
yes, that's the thing. Like the people who moan about like what the WWE are doing is purely because they got conditioned into seeing a WWE contracted wrestler wrestling for their local promotion. Yeah, that's not sustainable. Like WWE, they've invested time and their own money into people, and they can't really give up control over. I hate to say control over that person, but like, for example, that person could get injured wrestling for someone else, and then that screws up WWE's plans, right? Yeah, it's sensible business for them to take their commodities. Again, I don't like to refer to people as commodities, but to take their talent and have them work exclusively for them. It's kind of, it makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, and like you said, they give an opportunity for other people to step up, and people are stepping up. So yeah, I'm not on board with this Brit Wrest is dead thing. So
yeah, the only way Brit Wrest is going to die, it's not because WWE, it's because the fans will let it die. It's the only way it's going to die. Or if we let it die, the British wrestling fans base. So future, what are you wanting to go work in Japan or US or?
WWE has always and always will be the main goal for me. Yeah. I would love to work in Japan, but I don't know if my style of wrestling suits it. But then at the same time, you have guys like Toriano who does really well in Japan. So maybe. But then again, I wouldn't picture myself as a comedy wrestler anyway. But I'd love to go to Japan. I would love to go to AEW. I'd love to go to MLW. I'd love to go to Impact. I'd love to go to Mexico. I just want to wrestle. I just want to wrestle. Yeah. But I want to wrestle to the point where it's my only source of income, which is really difficult these days unless you have a contract or you are someone who's so phenomenal with as a wrestler and with their brand, like Chris Brooks, for example. Yeah. That you can give it a viable, and David Starr as well. But yeah, my ultimate goal is WWE, but I just want to wrestle. I love wrestling. I just want to wrestle.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz, and you are listening to Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Cool. I think I've got like a funnish question to finish on. So, if aliens invaded, and let's say they were Klingon aliens or Predator type aliens rather than Mac and Me or type aliens, they challenged the Earth to a 4-on-4 Survivor Series match. You've been picked as the champion, as the captain of the Earth team. Which other 3 wrestlers would you want on your team to represent the Earth?
Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Braun Strowman. So I got another 3, yeah?
You got 3, yeah. So you got Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, one more.
Oh, the third one's quite hard. It's quite difficult. Cassius Ohno.
Oh wow, yeah. He'll be good.
Yeah, just because he hits really hard, so...
Yeah, I felt sorry for Sid Scala on last week's show. So he was going...
Yeah, I to be honest, I haven't seen the show yet. I've got a big sit-down and catch-up of the WWE Network because I've had some housework been going on. I've not been able to use my TV.
Yeah, I would really recommend the British Rounds match they did last week.
Oh, well, I should probably watch that then. Yeah. But yeah, I've also felt firsthand how hard Mr. Ono hits, so...
I think you've carried on the tradition of everybody picking Braun Strowman. He seems to be the first person everybody picks.
Yeah, he would, like... No offence to any other wrestlers, but I wouldn't really go for high flyers, more technical wrestlers if they're fighting with aliens, to be honest, so...
Right, so just a reminder of the show. So it's Roy Johnson's Everything's Patterned.
Everything patterned, yeah.
It's at the Attenborough Arts Centre in Leicester on the Saturday the 12th of October. Tickets information will be in the description. You can get 15% off Wrestle Resurgence merchandise using the promo code Broken15. Again, the link will be in the description. Where else can people see you in the near future?
Well, I'm at Battle Pro on that Friday before Everything Patterned. I'm at somewhere else on the Sunday, but I can't say yet because it's not been announced.
Okay.
The following week, I'm at Hope Wrestling. That's my schedule that I can remember off by heart, to be honest. But I'm out and about. If you follow me on the Babyface app, you'll see where I am. And also, I'm quite good at announcing my schedule on Twitter and Instagram as well. So you just follow me on the socials and the Babyface app, and you're up to date with where I'm at.
Yeah, I'll put links to all your social medias in the description below the interview. So I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future.
Oh, lovely.